Guys, I am back in the Nene Valley. I am currently on Mary's Lake, a massive 55-acre windswept pit. I'm nested up on one of the islands in a swim called the Willows. It's just gone 7 AM and I've got one in the net already. Caught on a method that's only used by 1% of carp anglers. Are you part of that 1%? We'll have a chat about that a bit later, but first we're going to grab the fish, show you what we got. It looks an immaculate scaly mirror. So let's go and get him and hoist him up for the camera shortly. So this was the fight that took place about 15 minutes ago. Ducking and diving, weaving in and out of the other lines, but finally giving up and going in the net. Now, with the rules here at Mary's, it states I'm not allowed to hold a fish and talk to a camera. So this is the voiceover bit, but check him out. What an incredible looking mirror that is. A superb and immaculate looking carp that went 16.8. Scales for days and just a privilege to hold a fish that looks like that. Unbelievable. A few snaps and we'll get him back in the lake. Let's send you on your way, sunshine. Here's a belter. Well, that is the lovely little mirror back in the drink, and yeah, what a great fish to start with here at Mary's. So this method, I only used to use it once a year, and it is a mega method, mega underused, but it's so effective. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the rod sorted, get it back on the spot, top up with the bait, and then we'll put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, and we'll talk to you about this method that you should really have in your armoury. So the spot is topped up again. I've put 6 bombs back over the area we've had the fish from. I'm just about to cast out the business rod, but before I do that, I thought I'd bring you up to date with what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and of course this method that I truly believe only 1% of carp anglers are using. So, as I said, we are at the amazing Mary's Lake, situated in the Nene Valley. I've nested up on one of the islands. I'm in a swim called the Willows. Absolutely love it. It's really overgrown. I like the fact that all the trees around me at the moment where the bivvy is, so it's great for keeping out the sun, and it's great for the hound as well, so he doesn't have to be sitting in the sun all day. But in terms of the session, I got here yesterday, had a good walk around, didn't see too much to go on, but with the wind absolutely smacking into this island, I thought that would be a great place to start. You know, I've seen it so many times on these big windswept pits where the wind are pushing into. Normally you do get quite a good few numbers of fish following that wind, so I thought I'm going to set up in the teeth of it and see how we get on. So deployed the marker rod yesterday. It took me quite a long time, I must admit, probably a good hour and a half to find some spots. It has become so weedy with that hot spell we've had, all that sunlight of penetrating the water and getting down to the bottom. It's proper kicked off the weed, and now the venue is very weedy, so it just takes a little bit longer finding spots and getting your hook baits presented in the right way, or in your mind's eye at least. But after I found the spots, load of spom out there. Well, I say a load, I've probably put about 10 medium spoms out onto the area. The mix is really simple for this time of year. I call it my summer mix, which I'll be using right up until the back end of September now, which is the SLK and the bug boilie all mulched up into like chops, bits and pieces, bit of dust, a few pellets, bit of sweet corn, and then a good douse of the liquid food from DNA as well, all mixed up, and that forms for me the perfect spoiled mix. Really simple. And then over the top of that, I'm just fishing little snowmens, which is like a bug hard hooker tipped with a raspberry or a raspberry. Depending on how you pronounce it, raspberry. Anyway, one of those two. And then I'm just fishing, like I say, that just in amongst all that sort of freebies. And I really thought we'd have a quick bite yesterday with that wind pushing in, but we had to wait till this morning. Of course, it rattled off. We had that beautiful, stunning little mirror, and yeah, it's nice to be off the mark on the session, that's for sure. But in terms of the method I'm using and getting onto this sort of 1% of carp anglers using it, it is here. Let me grab it. It is that little kidder there. So that is the legendary running rig. Now, massively underused, and just so many benefits from the running rig that you can put into your own angling. And if you're probably watching it going, oh, I've looked at the running rig, it doesn't really, you know, sort of resonate with what I want in my own angling, but I was exactly the same, exactly the same. The first time I had to use it, I was forced to use it. I went to a venue in France called Moorlands, owned by a good guy called Keith Moores, good friend of mine now, and Keith stipulated that you have to use the running rig on his venue. And I looked at Keith's catches and what he's gone about in his own angling, and there's no denying it. You know, he's caught some amazing fish, and I sort of reluctantly had to use it and ended up having one of the best sessions ever. And I've used it ever since, going back to Moorlands, you know, catching some amazing fish, you know, big commons up to sort of 50 pound, you know, multiple 50-pound commons as well. Just really good weeks angling over there. And then the same sort of thing, we come back from France and then you revert back to your lead clips. And I always thought, well, why am I doing that? I've just had an amazing week in France using this method. Let's carry it on now into the UK. And to be fair, I have used the running rig quite a few times in my UK angling, and I have caught some good fish as well, but it just offers something different that the carp have to think about. We've seen it so many times in the underwater where the fish go down, they pick up the hook bait, they feel the hook penetrate, they shake their heads violently, and they use the weight of the lead to throw the hook out of the mouth. And that results in, you know, you've had your pickup, but you haven't landed the fish. With the running rig, the carp can't do that. So if you've got those venues where the carp are very rig shy, they're very riggy, or they're very sort of prone to getting away with it, reach for the running rig. It just gives the carp something completely different to think about. It can't use the lead to throw the hook. It can't use that weight, that mechanism, that pendulum swing to get the hook out the mouth. It can't do that. Half the time, most of the takes I get on the running rig are really slow because the fish doesn't even know it's hooked. It literally picks up, starts wandering off, there's no resistance hardly, and you can just literally just lift into it, and that's when the fight kicks in. That has happened so many times for me. Now, if you're thinking, well, I want to set the hook, you can just do that via the reel. Just literally play around with the clutch on the reel to a sort of way that you're happy as you're pulling line off. That's going to set the hook as the fish picks up. That's another technique of using, or a way of using the running rig very effectively as well, is having the clutch set at a certain way to hit that hook home as well. But all in all, got a lot of confidence using it, and I've been using it a lot more in my UK angling over the last sort of 12 months or so. So definitely give it a go on one rod. Now, the one that I'm using here is the angled setup from Fox. In the kit you get 5 sets altogether, and I'm going to quickly run you through now how to tie it, how to set it up once you get the pack. For my leader, I created my own using the copper core, splicing on a size 7 quick chain swivel. Using a fine baiting needle, I then thread on the tulip bead section, and the swivel will sit up inside it like so. Next, take the angled lead swivel housing and thread it on the leader. This will then sit flush with the angled tulip bead like so. Grab your lead of choice, push the swivel inside the housing so the swivel and the hole marry up like so. Take one of the mini pegs and secure the lead in place. And that's it, as simple as that. Running rig ready. So there you go, a very simple but very effective running rig setup. Now, the angled ones here, a few people have said to me, doesn't, you know, with the lead being loose as it is there, as you can see, it is very loose, doesn't that tangle on the cast? Now and again, you may get it, but how I get round it, all I do is once it's in place like so, you've got the angled bit there set up nice and flush with the lead. All I'll do between those two components is I'll tie some PVA tape. So wrapping around the PVA tape, trimming the tag end, and that is ready to be cast out, knowing that once I've hit the clip and felt the lead down, that PVA will melt away and the running rig is cocked, ready for that pickup and ready for that carp to run away with it. But all in all, it's what's accounted all those amazing fish for me at Moorlands, and of course the session here at Mary's. We're off with that beautiful little mirror as well, and another one taken on the running rig. So guys, honestly, if you've got those riggy carp venues, reach for the running rig, give it a go, you will not be disappointed. In terms of this session now, it's time to get this business rod back on the money, and we'll see what the night has in store ahead. I'm on my toes in the morning, so for now, let's get the rigs back on the spot. Well, a very good morning, folks, and it is set to be another beautiful day here in the Nene Valley. Got fresh wind pushing in this morning. It's more of a southerly wind as opposed to pushing into the swim. But quiet night was had, really quiet night, and I've sort of, I woke up really disappointed. You know those you sort of have a good night's sleep. You wake up and it's light, and you're like, really? It's one of them mornings. So yeah, just the one fish for this session for me, but got to be happy with one rather than none, haven't we? You know, that's how you got to look at it. And without doubt, give the running rig a go. Next time you're out, have a crack on one rod. I swear to you, it's a phenomenal method, and I do love using it. And obviously we've accounted for one beautiful looking carp this session. But other than that, it is time to start packing up. Hound dog is still in bed. He's on the bed chair, not wanting to get up this morning, so he's probably just going to watch me start packing up now. So yeah, start the tedious task. It's only just gone 7 AM, but I have got to be on my toes this morning. But yeah, that brings to an end another vlog. Give the running rig a go. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And from me and the Hound, once again, thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please drop us a like and a subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next one.